I mentioned we make this open source project called Linkerd. It is a service mesh. If you're in Kubernetes, if you're in the Kubernetes ecosystem, you've probably heard of it, at least heard of it. Maybe you've used it. If you're not in the Kubernetes ecosystem, then like probably none of those words or terms make any sense to you. It's essentially a networking layer that kind of sits on top of Kubernetes, and a layer of abstraction above kind of what I'll call traditional networking, which is like, hey, how do we establish like an IP or a TCP connection from point A to point B? So what Linkerd does is it basically gives you HTTP and gRPC semantics at the platform level. So we'll do things like load balancing, but we'll do them at the request level. We do things, circuit breaking and timeouts and retries, and have done anything with like distributed systems. You'll recognize a lot of those words and a lot of those tools as things you use to like reduce failure and prevent cascading failure in distributed systems. We do a lot of stuff with like TLSing the connection, so it gets encrypted, in transit, and authentication and authorization. Basically, it's a whole set of tools that you use, on top of Kubernetes when you're building like a platform. And